Hey Aquarius, we're going to be doing your reading, so we're going to get right into it and see what is going on for you guys. Aquarius. All right, Aquarius, let's see. What's this? Page of Swords. All right. Okay. All right, let's see. All right. Okay, all right, yeah. I was gonna say, I feel like you like want somebody to like stay with you, or I don't know, something like that. 10 of Pentacles at the bottom. The 6 of Cups just came out, so I kind of feel like that maybe is true. So, all right, we're gonna pull just like 3 random cards for you guys, and then I don't have a placement for them, so we're just gonna see how they work into your reading. So, all right, you guys have Parrot. Somebody will gossip about all your secrets. A lot of signs have gotten this card this week, so I don't know. That's just. Also, definitely the Page of Swords just popped out for you guys. So, all right. So let's see. Also, you have Arrow. You are on the right path regarding some aspect of your life. And then you also have Heart, Love, Deep Affection, and Caring. So, maybe somebody's gossiping like nice about you. Okay. Could be. Never know. So, all right, let's see. You guys have the 6 of Cups, and this is showing up for your current energy. Yes, I feel like there is something that you are like deeply caring about, something, that kind of thing, or about somebody. I absolutely understand that. There might even be an energy of you maybe wanting to return back to something, or maybe even thinking about something super nostalgic in your past, like a sense of like, I almost want to say this, I kind of want to say like soulmates or like past life, something or other here, right? It's like a sense of like, I know you, I've seen you before. Like, why does my heart know your heart? Why does my soul know your heart, your soul? That kind of stuff. Oh, I really like that. That's sweet. So I'm kind of picking up that energy. So that's kind of nice. And I do think that there maybe is like an energy of somebody returning back, or again, maybe just like, I even want to say just feeling like safe with like a particular person or situation, something like that. So, all right, you have the 5 of Wands. This is showing up in your environment. This card has also been coming out a bunch for this round of readings. So, all right, I think this is somebody who's like wanting to like move certain things around like for you, or this is the energy of possibly like, maybe this is even the universe like shifting things, that kind of stuff. I feel like there's maybe there was like some type of struggle or something about that, but I feel like there's something that is like, it's worth it in some sense, all right, that kind of stuff. There might be a level of like chaos, that kind of thing going on around you, but if that's the case, I feel like you are handling it well, and maybe even like welcoming it in some sort of way, okay, that kind of thing. So, all right, let's see. You guys have the Justice card, and this is showing up for your possible challenge. Why am I understanding this as something that's just like friggin' unexpected? I understand this as like results that you just like, you were not expecting it in some sense, that kind of stuff, okay? Maybe there's a Libra person who's like bothering you, or is like a challenge in some aspect here, that kind of thing, all right? I also understand a challenge of trying to make something like completely fair or completely even, that kind of stuff, all right? What I will also say is with this, like somebody will gossip about all your secrets. Maybe the challenge is that you like deeply care about that in some sense, or that you're like, I need to know like what that is, okay, that kind of stuff. Maybe somebody is even gossiping about something that is just not true, okay? The Justice card, it might be like, well, that's like the results you got aren't even accurate, or something about that kind of stuff, okay? And I got to tell you, with this Justice card as a challenge, maybe this is like, okay, well, something happened and now this is the friggin' result of it, and it's like you can't escape the consequence, or like, I don't know, something like that. So, all right, you have the 4 of Pentacles, and this is showing up as your opportunity. So I think this is maybe holding out hope for something, or just holding on to something, all right? Maybe there's something that you are not wanting to share, or keeping something very personal, that kind of stuff. Maybe even being like kind of closed off from a particular person, all right, that kind of stuff. I will also tell you, not for nothing here, Aquarius, if it is that you're even sensing this energy, like, okay, people are talking about me, that kind of stuff, what you could do is just, kind of keep it to yourself. Just be like, I'm not gonna open up then. I'm not gonna share stuff about me, that kind of stuff, which is interesting because it almost feels like that's kind of what it's almost like you went into this energy with that mentality, being like, no, I'm open to sharing, that kind of thing, or this is like, there's a sense of like, there's familiarity, or there's a particular like connection, or maybe even something from childhood, that kind of stuff, okay? There might be something about that. I gotta tell you, Aquarius, I also get like ancestral protection showing up for you, okay? That kind of stuff. Maybe that's something that's like super important right now, or I don't know, something. So All right, so let's see. Let's get out some oracle cards and then we will get more information. And then we're going to clarify with a different deck here. So, all right, let's see. All right, Aquarius, Aquarius, Aquarius. Okay, definitely curiosity. Okay, extreme interest on, I believe, something that you're doing or on you personally, or there's something super unknown, Four of Wands, something that maybe somebody is feeling like they cannot get access to in some sense, or I don't know, something like that. Okay, that kind of stuff, or feeling like you have picked, like you have to pick a certain side, and maybe someone's feeling like very interested to see like where it is that you which side you fall on, or I don't know, something like that. So let's see what the heck this is all about. Aquarius, Aquarius, Aquarius. All right. Okay, so let's see, you guys. So for your challenge here, you guys have this flirtation card. That's really interesting. I mean, you have this heart card here. It says like love, deep affection, and caring, and then you have flirtation, and this is showing up for your challenge here. All right, so okay, maybe somebody is curious about who it is that you're flirting with, all right, that kind of thing, or maybe you're feeling like somebody is flirting with somebody who you're like, dude, that you're not so, like, you know, we're in a relationship, you're not supposed to flirt with other people, that kind of stuff. Okay, this could also be maybe somebody, oh god, okay, so you know how like there's those people who are like, oh my god, I can't even tell that I'm flirting, like I had no idea. It's like, well, I don't know, maybe in some cases that's like true, it probably is true in some cases, but like for whatever reason I'm understanding this as being like maybe something that keeps happening, or something that is like, no, that's definitely like accurate. Like there's like, I don't know, there's something. So let's keep going. All right. So let's see. Okay, so yes, with this flirtation card, you guys have the Justice card, and then you have it with the Wheel of Fortune, again, showing up for your challenge. So this is either like something that's totally spinning out of control. Like I wonder if some information or results or maybe even a specific truth, whatever it is, kind of came back to you, or that kind of stuff. And I wonder if there is a sense of like being like, well, that like spun out of control, or that got like blown out of proportion, or whatever the heck it is, that kind of stuff. I also understand an energy of somebody who is trying to avoid something, okay? Somebody who is trying to avoid either speaking the truth or trying to avoid you figuring out certain results or the answer about something, that kind of stuff. I feel like this is maybe somebody who is maybe not really wanting to take accountability on moving forward, but maybe is I don't know. There's something. There's something here. Okay. All right. I wonder if this is an assumption too. Okay, I'm like, is this like an assumption of some sort here? So all right, let's see. Okay, so you have the Lovers card, and this is showing up as what you're not able to control. Listen, maybe you're flirting with somebody who's already in a committed relationship. Okay, that to me is pretty friggin' black and white. So I don't know, that would be like, I feel like that would be a really obvious type of situation that you would most likely not need like a tarot reading for, or, you know what I'm saying, that kind of stuff. I also think that maybe what you're not able to control here is a decision that was already made, that kind of stuff, and it might be that like the results of that decision is now presenting as a challenge, okay, that kind of thing. You might even be like, dude, I want to return back to like a more innocent time, or I want to return back to something that just feels like home, or feels like I don't know. I'm also getting like with that whole innocence thing there, like I'm getting like you being like, oh, it was just innocent. It's like, well, it's not, because here's the thing. If somebody's feelings are hurt or cause like chaos for somebody else, then it's not really that innocent. You know what I'm saying? Like maybe the intention was, but like, I don't know. There's got to be a level of like some clarity, or you know, that kind of stuff at a certain point. So all right, let's see what else. You guys have the Nine of Swords. This is showing up as what you can control. So there's something about maybe working through anxiety, working through an uncomfortable situation, or having to maybe do something over and over again that maybe is something that you can control. Okay, maybe this is like this is going on too long, or whatever the heck it is. It's like facing something that you've maybe been avoiding, or facing like something that you're feeling again. It's like this is like this is never going to get better, or something like that kind of situation. All right, that's what I'm feeling. I even wonder if this is like, reassuring somebody, okay, that kind of stuff. Maybe there's like an energy of like maybe somebody is needing like constant reassurance, that kind of stuff, or something about that. All right, so all right, let's see. You guys have the Queen of Pentacles. Okay, you have the Queen of Pentacles. This is showing up as like the next steps to take. So there is something, I want to say there's something about connecting with like, again, something that you want to nurture, you want to like take care of, that kind of stuff, okay? With this Queen of Pentacles, like there's something about that. And there's also something about considering like your level of, I want to say, comfort, or the comfort you're providing. And I also think this is like tapping into like a very like, I want to say like maternal type of energy. You don't have to be, I don't care what you're, a boy, a girl, anything in between. I don't care. It doesn't matter to me. It really doesn't. But we all have those like different energies. So I do think this is like maybe a more of like a nurturing thing, or more of like a, taking care of something, that kind of stuff. Maybe this is even like being generous with like with your time, or you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, giving somebody like the gift of just like being with them, like time, that kind of stuff. That's an awesome gift. Like that's a great energy. So maybe there's something in that kind of stuff. Okay. For some of you guys, maybe this is even like what you can't control is maybe somebody else's decision. Again, a choice that they made, that kind of stuff. Or if there's just like a friggin' lack of harmony in some situation. I more so understand this as somebody making a conscious choice about something. And then maybe it's like, I don't know, having to work through that, or having to like wrestle with that in one way or another, that kind of stuff. Okay. There's something in that way. And I do think that there's something about being like, taking care of something with a certain level of ownership, or being, again, generous in some capacity, whether that's like, you know, helping somebody with something, or taking care of something, or I don't know, helping out in some type of way that is like a group effort, or it's helping everybody. I don't know, something like that. That's what I'm feeling. So, all right, let's see. All right, so you guys, so for your opportunity, you guys have achievement, and then you have this card with the Four of Pentacles and the Five of Swords. So I mean, there's definitely like a lot of like conflict and stuff going on in like in your environmental energy, but also showing up for your opportunity. So that's not so bad, okay? And this Wheel of Fortune, that, you know, there's a way to like kind of like battle this chaos, or make maybe even making chaos work for you in some sense, or having something where it's like, you know what, this is really like, you know, this has changed everything, but like let's I don't know, let's close this out, or something like that. So, all right. Yes, you have achievement here. And then you also have it with the Four of Pentacles and the Five of Swords. So I feel like your opportunity is definitely, it's like there's some things that you just need to like hold on to, whatever it is, okay? It might be something to do with like a comfort item, or something like that, to like make you feel more comfortable about something, okay? Maybe even there's a sensory piece and something here that maybe is being highlighted in some aspect, okay? That kind of stuff. And if that's the case, then I do feel like this Lover's card is something being like out of balance, okay? Not leveled out in some sense, that kind of stuff, okay? Certainly, you also have this achievement card, so that could be like, hey, we got to integrate all that. We got to get that working together, that kind of stuff, okay? So, all right, yes, I feel like there is something about maybe blocking something out, or holding on to something. There's something about that, okay? Whether this is saving something, okay? That kind of stuff, especially if this Queen of Pentacles is maybe indicative of something that is maybe like, you know, like we got to save our money right now, or do something that's more of like, maybe like really practical, or like even a DIY type of thing, that kind of stuff. Maybe it's like, hey, make sure that you're like saving stuff, or you're not like throwing something away, or whatever the heck it is, that kind of stuff. All right, I understand that. Definitely understand like saving something here, and maybe again keeping something to yourself for one reason or another. You have the Five of Swords here as well, so this might be like I want to like prepare for impact. I don't know what that's about, but I definitely want to say that, or that's what I heard, okay? So I don't know, maybe that's kind of something that is going on here. You might have the opportunity to possibly get a win because you're withholding certain information, or even like omitting a certain thing here, that kind of stuff, okay? Certainly could be that type of information. Maybe this is like about information, or like, well, I think if anything, it's about the way that you're kind of like going into something, and whether you want to like either separate yourself from something, or whether you want to like use your words in a way that is like really like gonna offer you. It's like, so somebody knows your point, or somebody understands exactly what it is that you're saying, that kind of stuff, okay? Certainly could be. This might even be like clearing up confusion, like we were kind of saying, being like, hold on, let's like re-go over this thing. Let's like kind of like talk this through again. Or it's even like, okay, say that again, to see if somebody is going to like if their story is going to change or like something like that. I'm almost getting that type of why do I keep saying information? That type of energy, that kind of stuff. I guess it is information, but I don't know. All right, so let's see. Okay, so you guys have, first of all, you have like a lot of 5s and 4s on this side of the reading here. So I don't know, something. And then your challenge starts out with a 9, okay? And you have, and 5 and 4 is 9. So I don't know, interesting. All right, so you guys have the Hierophant, and this is showing up for for your skills. So there's definitely something that I feel like you have a certain level of like respect in something here, okay? That kind of stuff. And I also feel like you are I think that you have like, I want to say like a good set of like a moral code or something like that to help you kind of like guide through whatever this is. I also think that you're somebody who's probably like faithful, committed, that kind of thing, okay? That could be part of whatever this is, right? That kind of situation. Maybe that's like, dude, that's what you're great at, is like either learning something really quickly, that kind of thing, or understanding somebody, that kind of stuff, letting somebody like into your energy, out of your energy, that kind of thing, okay? I do understand that in some sense here. I would also say with this achievement card, this might be like, okay, you have the skills to do something. Now it might just be that energy of like, again, like retracing your steps or going over something, that kind of stuff, something that you have learned or whatever it is here, that kind of stuff, in order to actually have like a full achievement, or to have something almost like graduated or finished, or, you know, that kind of thing. So, all right, definitely an integration of some sort, okay? For some of you guys, that's definitely, there is that piece of like really integrating something so everything can like work as like a cohesive unit, okay, that kind of thing. All right, and I want to say probably to decrease any chaotic energy or any like this to me feels like a boiling pot, or you know what I'm saying, that kind of stuff. So all right, let's see. Okay, so you have the Queen of Wands, and this is showing up as like possible help. I think this is somebody who is freaking rooting for you, somebody who is like definitely like cheering you on, that kind of stuff. That's what I understand. And I also think that you maybe have somebody who is like, you know what, I don't really care about like this, that, the other, that kind of stuff. I'm just committed to you, or you know, something about that. Again, there is that like flirtation energy. So we might be like jumping timelines here, okay, or talking about multiple different people, because I get an energy of somebody who's like willing to go to bat for you, and I also get an energy of like some sketchiness. Okay, that's, so, you know, obviously you're gonna have to use your intuition. This might also be one of those readings, Aquarius, where like checking all your placements, or like the placements that are like important to you. Maybe that's a good thing to do, okay, that kind of thing. Okay, so let's see. I also want to say that there might be something here where somebody is just incredibly attracted to you, and that maybe that's helpful in some sense, okay? That kind of stuff. So, all right, let's see. Well, okay, and I also think that this is somebody who's willing to try something out. Like, you have this 5 of Wands in your environment. I think this is somebody who, again, is like, yeah, like I'll try that out. Like, I don't mind, like, it's like I'll take that challenge, or I can figure this out, you know, that kind of stuff. All right, so you have the Emperor, and this is showing up for your next step. So taking control on something, that kind of stuff, maybe bossing up, maybe even like needing to, I think it is just kind of taking control on something, that kind of stuff, or harnessing some level of like, I almost want to say restraint on something, that kind of thing. All right. I also really feel like there is something about the way that you are entering into something or exiting something, or something about that. That is a message I get freaking all the time. So I don't know, but you know, I'm getting something regarding that. But I do think this is like maybe really like being like super responsible about something, or being like a friggin' go-getter, that kind of stuff. Maybe really being like confident and very sure of yourself, and like being like, I'm going to be the leader of whatever this is, you know, that kind of thing. So, all right, let's get just a little bit more stuff for you here, Aquarius, and then that'll be that. So, all right, let's see, Aquarius. We're going to get more for your challenge and opportunity. Okay. You have like all 5s and 4s for your, again, on like the side of like your opportunity and stuff here. It's like 5 of Wands, 4 of Pentacles, 5 of Swords, the Hierophant, which is 5, the Emperor, which is 4. It's really interesting. All right. All right, Aquarius. Okay, so with this flirtation card, like this is for your challenge here. This is with this flirtation energy. You guys have the Lovers card with the Three of Swords here, and this is again showing up as what you're not able to control. So I feel like there was just a choice that was made that is either unsettling to you in some sense, or this is somebody who decided to step out of a commitment, that kind of stuff. Okay, that could also be part of whatever this is. I do understand a lack of harmony in some sense, or something being broken up, or maybe it's like, okay, these things were like a together unit, whatever the heck it is. Maybe it's like you're not able to control if something gets separated, that kind of stuff. Definitely understand that. There might be somebody who is grieving a particular, like a loss of some sort, that kind of stuff. I feel like that is, again, not really something that is in like your control right now, that kind of thing. Okay, definitely understanding that there might be a break, that is, somebody might be taking a break from something, that kind of thing. Okay, or again, it just could be that, like, the decision or the choice that somebody made, it could be, this could even be your choice. It could be that, maybe you made a decision and you're like, that was not a good decision, that caused grief, or that was a bad idea to separate, or there was something about that could be something that's just like, that kind of has already happened and we can't really control that. Again, you have this Six of Cups. It could just be that maybe you're thinking about memories from the past, or what I'm saying, that kind of stuff. So all right, let's see, you guys have the Nine of Swords and you have it with the Three of Pentacles here, and this is showing up as what you can control. So yeah, there's something about working towards like a better time, or working towards a more like cohesive group of like cooperation, working together, following like everyone on board with the same plan. They've got the same like end goal in mind, or the same like shared interest. Like we all want this thing to be successful, that kind of stuff. That's what I feel like you can control. Okay, but it definitely, it comes with working through anxiety, or maybe even, I don't know, working through anxiety or repetition, repeating something a bunch of times, that kind of stuff. That's what I feel like is going on here, right? That kind of stuff. So, all right, let's see. I also want to like practice makes perfect, I don't know, something in that. So, okay. With the Queen of Pentacles, you guys have the Strength card here, and this is showing up for the next steps forward. So yeah, this is like harnessing strength. This is either harnessing strength for the way that you are, again, like cultivating something or helping something like thrive, that kind of stuff, whether you are like pouring yourself into, like, I want to say like helping like other people, or your like surroundings or your environment, something like that. I feel like that's the step to take, that kind of stuff. I also would say, again, making sure that there's like checking in on like the comfort level of something, like someone's like physical comfort level, that kind of stuff. That's what I feel like should be like addressed, or that should be like, this needs to be taken care of. Like this could be somebody's housing, somebody's like, I don't know, like they're, again, like if we're talking about this whole like sensory piece, like it could be like integrating all that. So there's like physical comfort levels, that kind of thing. I feel like maybe there's even something to do with strength, like actual strength involved in that also. Okay, that kind of stuff. All right. I also think maybe there's something here that it's like you could do something that maybe kind of like brings you like down to earth, and like maybe even like calms like your inner self a little bit, or kind of makes you feel like, okay, I have the strength to kind of like handle whatever this is, that kind of stuff. Okay, so let's see. All right, so for your opportunity, again, you guys have this achievement card. And then, so for your skills, you have the Hierophant with the reverse Nine of Wands here. So, okay, this feels like you have, I want to say you've learned your lesson, or something about that kind of stuff. And it's like, now you're like, I'm not going to let anybody infiltrate my boundaries in a way that is like making me have to like question, like, or yeah, like go back on like what like your moral code is, or something that it's like, nope, that's like that, those are the rules that I've put in place, or this is what it is, this is like how we always do things, or this is like to make my life like easier, or to make the daily ins and outs of something like consistent in some sense. There's something about like reinforcing your boundaries, that kind of stuff. But there's also something here about maybe understanding somebody else's perspective to the point of maybe landing on a compromise of some sort that is not putting your like that you're feeling like you're not like trampling over your own boundaries, or the own rules that you've like set in place, or I don't know, something like that. Okay, that kind of thing. Maybe there's even something about like I want to say maybe your spouse or somebody that you're in a committed relationship. There might be some energy about that, okay? I want to say probably yes for some of you guys. So, all right, with the Queen of Wands, you guys have the Five of Wands here. This is showing up for the possible help. So yes, I do think this is somebody who probably has a good amount of energy and is friggin' optimistic about something here. And I'll tell you another thing, Queen of Wands thrives in chaos. I swear to God, Queen of Wands is just fine in chaos, that kind of stuff, okay? They have a certain level of confidence and a certain level of knowing that they can figure something out, that kind of stuff. And is also like, I want to say not shying away from having attention in some area. So maybe, I don't know, maybe that's just what it is, you know, something about that. I also think that there's maybe help in the level of, again, somebody being like really attracted to you, that kind of stuff, and maybe therefore willing to like adjust things, move things around, something like that, like on behalf of you, maybe getting like special treatment for something, I don't know, something like that, all right, that kind of stuff. So, all right, you have the Emperor, and then you have it with the reverse Hanged Man. This is showing up for like the next steps for you to take here. So again, I think that this is just like a switch up of like how you kind of see maybe your role in like I think that's what it is, and how you see your role in whatever this is. It's like, what do you see your role as, that kind of stuff, and then like being disciplined in that way, and again, pushing yourself to like be a leader, that kind of stuff, okay? You know, that's what I'm feeling. Maybe there's something that it's like you have to go first on something to show somebody how to do something, that kind of stuff, being like, here, it's like, do what I do, or, you know, that kind of stuff, modeling something, that type of energy, that might be, you know, something that is like, okay, take these next steps, you know, that kind of thing. All right. I also kind of want to say like speeding up something instead of like making something slower. I don't know. I want to say that as well. So, okay. There might be somebody who is able to like say something here that you now see something differently, or you're like not holding a certain situation or person or whatever it is in like a higher regard than you need to. You know what I'm saying? That kind of thing. All right. So, okay. So that's what I have for you guys, Aquarius. I hope this reading was helpful and made sense, all that kind of stuff. If not, you could check your other placements, and I'll see you guys back for your next one. Thank you. Bye.